What started as a simple connector for MetaTrader 4 has become an increasingly sophisticated piece of technology. With its help, brokers can set up complex risk management schemes and gain full control over their order book. On the other hand, we see more brokerages that offer pure STP services and wish to keep their infrastructure manageable and robust. I'm Anton, this is Brokery Solutions, it's Liquidity Bridges versus MT5 gateways. Let's quickly go over the basics and see where both bridges and gateways are placed in relation to the trading platform. Trading platforms like MetaTrader 4 or 5 sit somewhere between investors and so-called market. It can be anything like cryptos, stocks, FX, and so on. Once a trader decides to place an order, the broker needs to execute it on the market. This is called STP or straight-through processing. How does a broker do it? Well, in most scenarios, they will either use native functionality of the trading platform, which in the case of MetaTrader 5 is a gateway, or implement an additional software like Liquidity Bridge. So the first difference between the two solutions is in their nature. A gateway is a native component of MetaTrader 5, while all liquidity bridges are solutions created by independent companies. Gateways were only introduced for the 5th generation of MetaTrader. Liquidity Bridge, on the other hand, were created because MT4 lacked this functionality. Therefore, bridges can work with both MetaTrader 4 and 5. Both solutions allows brokers to stream quotes from chosen liquidity providers, as well as pass clients' trades back to the counterparties. While the basic functionality is very similar, installation, configuration, and maintenance is rather specific. Installation for the gateway is very straightforward. It is installed on the trading platform almost like a plugin, and then it is available for all other components on MetaTrader 5 cluster. Important to note that each MetaTrader 5 gateway operates with one liquidity provider, which is rather handy when mapping symbols. A liquidity bridge, being a third-party solution, requires a dedicated database and should be hosted separately. Installation of the bridges in most cases should be performed by technology providers, as it involves extra steps like setting up databases, running any additional services on VPS, and connecting it to the trading platform. And in the case of MetaTrader 5, bridges will most likely be connected via MT5 gateway. Simple configuration is also a bit different. Instead of directly mapping one symbol to another, an internal symbol is used. While introducing some complications, of course, during the setup and troubleshooting, it does provide brokers with more flexible workflow, especially when it comes to aggregating data from several sources. At this stage, a broker will be able to see quotes on the trading platform and display them for their clients. In order to automatically process trades placed by investors, a few additional steps are needed. The first step is called routing. If we look closely at how MetaTrader 5 operates, we can notice that each particular module is responsible for a specific job. For the gateway, this job is passing data between the external party, like liquidity provider, and the trading platform. So when it comes to the routing process, it is performed by routing rules available in the admin terminal. Liquidity bridges, however, first receive all trade requests from the trading platform to the core module and processed by the routing rules stored internally. Once determined where the order should go, it is sent for the execution on the market. Let's quickly take a look at how execution is done by both solutions. A trader places an order, the routing rule sends it to the gateway, and at this point the order leaves MetaTrader 5. And it is reflected on the counterparty side, and of course the order status is passed back to the trader. When a broker operates with a liquidity bridge, an order execution process is ever so slightly different. A trader places an order, the routing rule sends it to the gateway, which then forwards it to the liquidity bridge. Then the order is processed by internal routing rules of the bridge, and only then does it get to the liquidity provider side. It does seem a bit complicated if we analyze such a simple case, but it is a common case for STP operations. Liquidity bridges shine when we set up more complicated order execution schemes, like hybrid execution, where part of the trade is sent to a liquidity provider and the rest is processed in-house. But don't start thinking that gateways lack in any form. On the contrary, by being native to the trading platform, they fully support available fill policies like fill or kill, immediate or cancel, and return. Fill or kill, when the order will not be executed if the necessary amount of a symbol is currently unavailable in the market. Immediate or cancel, if the order cannot be filled completely, the available volume of the trade will be filled and the remainder will be cancelled. And return. With this policy, the available part of a trade is executed immediately, while the rest is executed under the pending order, which gateways process by actually placing the pending order on the market, instead of keeping it on the MetaTrader until the price hits and only then executing it, as in the case with the most liquidity bridges. A true highlight of MetaTrader 5 gateways is the ability to work smoothly with stocks. When it comes to the stock market, real-time pricing is extremely expensive, and in most cases brokers would obtain what's called an indicative price. Such prices are sufficient for analysis, but for actual trading they might be a bit too slow. By the time a trade gets through all the rules and reaches the market, there might be no volume at the requested price, which may lead to the trade being rejected or requoted. MetaTrader 5 gateway make it work by either processing it with the supported fill policies or by placing a pending order directly on the market, so it gets executed straight away when a matching order appears. A liquidity bridge most likely will process trade requests as they come, merely forwarding them to the LP. Thus, slippages may be more common when operating with liquidity bridges, especially when it comes to the stock markets. So what should a broker choose? MT5 gateway or liquidity bridge? Choosing one technology over the other primarily depends on the plant infrastructure and the required functionality. If a broker has MetaTrader 5 server and plans to STP trades to a single liquidity provider, then the gateway will be more than sufficient. However, if a broker has MetaTrader 5 and 4, then it will be easier to manage the whole infrastructure when all the settings are configured in one place, a liquidity bridge. Thanks for watching. You may request a demo of Brokery Liquidity Bridge or a list of supported gateways via sales@brokery.com. If you have any additional questions regarding the topic, feel free to ask them in the comments below. Cheers, bye!